So I'm Alexander Pyles. I'm a lecturer at the Merrill College of Journalism, and I direct the Audience Engagement Bureau of Capital News Service. Audience engagement, I think, is one of the fastest growing areas of journalism today. So folks who work on audience engagement teams in newsrooms are really doing audience-focused journalism. They are listening to what users and online communities are talking about, what issues matter to them, and then they're using that as an input to help tell stories. Lots of users come to newspaper, news organization, websites, right? But there's also a lot who don't. So audience engagement is one part of the practice of trying to increase that audience, to reach a new audience, perhaps a younger audience, perhaps an audience that never picked up the habit of coming to these news organizations. It's about building brand loyalty. It's about telling stories on platforms that users like to spend time on, like TikTok, like Instagram, like Facebook. So I teach two courses outside of my capstone, the Capital News Service Audience Engagement Bureau. One is social media content creation, audience engagement, and analytics. And it's really preparing students for the kind of work they would do as an audience engagement editor, and really prepares them well for the CNS Bureau if they take it before that semester. I also teach a course called Interactive Design and Development. And in that course, I'm teaching students to use HTML, CSS, JavaScript tools to build digital presentations of the news, to build websites, while also teaching them key graphic design principles that help them to create really professional quality work in a digital space. One of the things that I really love about Merrill College is that we're always thinking about not only what the profession needs right now, but where it's going in the future. Not a year or a semester or really a week go by where we're not thinking about what the next thing is going to be and what skills our students need to have so that they can excel in whatever that is. Audience engagement is a big part of that. These were courses that did not exist 5 years ago, right? These were courses that were created by smart people on the faculty and have grown and changed as the profession and best practices have grown and changed, culminating in making Merrill a place where if you want to go into audience engagement as a journalist or take that skill set, frankly, to any company in the world, you'll be very successful and you'll have the preparation that you need after taking our series of courses in the area. I'm a graduate of the University of Maryland Merrill College Journalism Master's Program. I came to the program in the first place because I thought of myself as a writer and a reporter and not much else. I didn't have really any other skills. So I came here to try to pick up on some of those things. When I graduated, I immediately started working as a news videographer, which is certainly not something that I thought that I would have done before I started that program. From there, I ended up as an editor of a website, doing things like producing content in a content management system, managing social media profiles, writing newsletters every day, taking pictures, taking video, doing all of these things that through the coursework at Merrill College, I felt like I was really prepared to do. As I picked up additional skills, I realized that I could make a greater impact, or at least a different impact in the profession through these techniques that were a little bit different. Well, there weren't a whole lot of people doing these kinds of jobs in newsrooms when I started. So after I graduated, I had a series of jobs at websites and at newspapers as a reporter and as an editor covering politics and covering sports. I was the political editor at the Baltimore Sun. And then I came back to Merrill College when the communications office had an opening. I applied for that job and got it and got to work a lot with, I launched a new college website. I was responsible for all the college's social media platforms, got to do that in a brand environment outside of a newsroom. And then as the college decided that it wanted to enhance its audience engagement curriculum, I applied for that position and I'm still here. And so I always like to tell students who are considering, coming to this university, coming to the master's program even, to have a specialization, have something you're really good at, but try to learn a little bit of everything because it might surprise you what you like and what you're good at. Audience engagement is also a wonderful career path that didn't used to exist. So if you're interested in audience engagement, if you're interested in social media specifically, or if you're interested in SEO, you can go into a newsroom as a young person and get that job, and you have two paths ahead of you. You could stay in that field for your career, there's that path now, or it's a wonderful stepping stone because journalists who understand their audience and how to communicate with them make great reporters, make great editors.